wish I could sing. I can't sing. I'm not a good singer. Good morning, guys. What's going on? Welcome through. I said I have my my TikTok and my YouTube open. So welcome in, y'all. I've been wearing pigtails for like 2 days. Should I redo it or should I should I just give up on it for today? I have to go. I'm going out tonight to shoot pool. So we'll see how that goes. Normally, what they'll do is it's like whatever first five like says, "Hey, I can play." That's like normally who like they play. But I said sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes it is. It just depends on who else comes that night. So we'll see how tonight goes. They said I'm like the newest one on the team, so I'm like, that's fine if you can't play me tonight. It's fine. I understand. Like I understand. I'm sure that there's some people that there's always people that are difficult in every situation. I try to not be one of them. You know what I mean? Like I feel like people like they have no problem yelling at people that work in restaurants and whatnot. And I'm like, dude, those people they work on tips. Like they you know what I'm saying? Like I get being dissatisfied for your service, but like either way, this person's at work. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they hate their job. Maybe they who knows? Like whatever. But either way, like I mean, I've seen videos. I'm sure we've all seen videos of people like yelling and screaming because somebody got like their food wrong, and it's like it's really not that big of a deal. Like a lot of restaurant workers are very underpaid. They're very underpaid and they're very overworked. Just like nurses, doctors, every other occupation in the world seems to be. So my daughter's at the age where she's like kind of going out into the workforce now, and I said we're trying to get my son to get to that point. You know what I mean? But they're both like in their early 20s, so it's very much like they're learning as they go along. But that's why I tell my daughter all the time. I'm like, dude, if you're expecting to ever find a job that has enough people to work, pays you good enough, and you know what I mean, it's like an unrealistic expect. Like every single job I've ever worked has been short staffed. People like I've never really dealt with people arguing. Like I've only dealt with that like maybe like a handful of times. Like normally the places where I work, I've been thankful everybody's gotten along well. Really hasn't been like an issue. But I mean, like I said, I have had a couple experiences in my lifetime, which I consider that pretty good with people that I was just like, I don't think I can work with this person. Like this person's like a lot. Like, I was working once upon a time for a disaster restoration company, right? And I felt so bad. I was young. I felt so bad for doing this. But like I'm not that person. Like, so there was a chick there, right? And she had been pregnant. She was the manager like the whole time. And like, they didn't really train me. They just kind of threw me out there, told me when I get time to read my book to learn how to do everything. The book was like that fucking thick. There was never time. So I'm like, okay. So I'm trying, and I worked by myself. So I'm like trying to learn and keep up with the pace of stuff. And I worked in like the busiest department and like all that shit. Like all of a sudden there was a weird sound. What was that? Okay. But so, whatever, I guess. But so, like I said, she came into work the one day. She'd had her baby. She came back to work, and I felt bad because I actually really liked her. Like I liked her as a human. Like I thought she was really nice. But like she came up to me the one day, and I said it was for a restoration company. So it was stuff that was collected after fires. We had like we had to turn down like a bed bug incident that we did a lot of fires, we did a lot of floods, we did like you're talking about the nastiest stuff of like the nastiest stuff, and you're trying to repair as much of it as you can, but some of it is just naturally because of what it's been through going to be able to not be repaired. But either way it goes through to their insurance. So it's like it's not, if you ruin, so it's really not a big of a deal. You turn it into the insurance and hey, it wasn't able to be restored, and guess what, that's it. There were a lot of people that they would get their, but because their insurance paid after, they would just never come and pick up their restored stuff. So we had like a warehouse of stuff that was just stuff. Like it was just stuff. Like people just never came and picked up. So and then we'd have to go through and pull it all out. And like, I mean, it was just like, it was a bad job. You had to be there at like 4 o'clock in the morning, get started for whatever reason. I don't know why they wanted you there at 4 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't really like, I mean, like, what's the purpose of having all the workers there at 4 a.m.? Like, okay. But so you have people that are showing up at 4 a.m. and they're coming in, followed you. Thank you, Olay. And, you're in there and you're working with the nastiest of the nastiest shit. Like I said, I think one of the weirdest orders I ever came across, right? They called and they said, hey, heads up, they're going to have, and I said, I worked by myself. I did like the restoring morning. Hello. Hi, princess. How are you? But so, they said, yeah, we have a mental hospital. that had a fire. And I said, what? And they were like, yeah, da 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 da. So we don't know what's coming in, but just be prepared. Like it was the bad word. And this is no bullshit. I could not. I've told this story before online. I could not make this shit up if I wanted to, like straight up. So I go and like I said, I'm in my corner of the warehouse by myself, right? And I have my earbuds in, and I'm like, okay, like listening. And there's one song, right, by Nas, like where it starts. Oh, thank you, Rob. I was like, what is that? That's always the way I react when I have a gift. I'm like, what's on my screen? Something landed. Like, oh gosh, you're amazing. Thank you, baby. But so I said, oh, thank you. I appreciate you, princess. Guys, you guys are wonderful. I said I am dual streaming, so if you hear me talking to somebody that is in your chat, I promise you, I'm not losing my marbles. I'm just talking to somebody that's in there. So I said, there's like an older song by Nas, and it starts off like with a horror movie theme where it's like la la la, and it's like little children, right? It just happened to be the song that came up like next on like my iPad. Oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate you. But some comments in this slide were filtered to protect the community experience. Boy, Rob, it must have been a good one if it didn't even let it go through. It didn't even show me. It let me know it was there, but it didn't even show me what it did. It must have been a good one. But so I go and I rip open my first bag. I love your vibes. Oh, thank you. I try. I'm just gonna say I'm not like a drama person. Like I can't do all that shit online. So yeah, I was gonna say whatever you said again. It did. Poor Rob, man. He's just trying to live his life. He's trying to type whatever he wants. Like what the fuck? Come on. TikTok's like, yo, buddy, listen, we're like one step away from just shutting your shit down. And it sucks because once it gets like that, you have to go for a bit without anything for it to like kind of like be like, oh, maybe this person. I went through it like, oh my god, it was. Why won't they let me be great? See, I've seen that one. I really think it's just sometimes if like you type stuff like, hello, beautiful, how are you? Hi, Dean, I'm good. So I said, I hear this song, right? Literally at this would never happen any other point in time, right? Except for this one time in my history, and I swear on my life that this shit happened. Like, I swear on my life this happened. And so this Nas song comes on. It's like a horror movie, like little kids singing. It's got like the light that was above me burnt out, right? So I'm sitting there and I have like this big bin that comes in and it's got all these trash bags in it. And you ever know what's going to be in them? Like you would just open them and okay, like they would go out and bag it all up. So the drivers would actually have to go out to the spaces where the fires were, where all this mold was, where all this like really, really, so the drivers were the ones that really had like the nasty job, but then they would bring it all back. So you have stuff that's been sitting in water for days. You have stuff that's been, like people's like, I had one and it had a fire in it. Like I had to restore all the family pictures. I was like, God damn, like this job's rough, man. You know what I mean? Like, but so this one, like I said, this was an insane asylum. And, they had like I always picture the one from like Gotham City when I say it like that, but like so they had a fire in it, and I think it was I believe if I remember right, it was one of the patients started. By the way, guys, that sound is not coming out of me. That's coming out of my dog. He's chilling back here sleeping because it's a rainy day. And so there's no sound spot. So now he's literally pushing me forward. I'm like, dude, like, yeah, I don't care if you come and sit with me, but taking over everything. But so I went to go rip open this bag, and I shit you not, like if there had been like a horror movie villain that was waiting for me, that was the perfect time to come at me. Like if there was one watching that didn't seize that opportunity, like I'm what? I mean, like what? Like what? What do you mean you didn't see that? Like of course, ew, right? But so they ended up like I said, I ripped open the bag, not knowing what's inside, and I look and I'm like, oh fuck my life, man, fuck. And I realized that what I'm staring at is soaked. I mean, they're soaked. Like, because I said there was a fire. So when there's a fire, they have to put it out, which means that there's water. So everything had constant, like, hi, Sama. That's a really weird way to come in, Sama. Like, it came in and said ew to me. And then you were like, hi. Like, it's weird. Just saying it's weird. But so this place had, like, were you saying it to me or to my story? Cause, like, people seem to do that on TikTok a lot, or not on TikTok, on YouTube. They'll come in and they'll go, ew. And you're like, okay, cool. And then they're like, hey, what's up? And you're like, okay, cool. Like, that's how we're starting off. All right. Okay. I have no idea why. I'm like, okay, cool. But so, it ended up that like I said, so this when I ripped open this bag, right? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, but what was the purpose of it? You look really pretty. Yeah, but what was the purpose of it? Like I can promise you, you're probably gonna get better reactions out of people if you don't come in and try to insult them and then try to be friends with them. Like, I mean, this is like, you know, that's basic life stuff. I'm just saying, like, you might want to change your approach because it really doesn't make much sense if you want to be friends with the person. Okay, well, whatever. We're moving on. But so yeah, this bag had it was a whole bunch of baby dolls, right? It was, I swear to God, it was a whole huge bag fulls, like those big black bag fulls of like just baby dolls, and they all had their eyes gone. Their eyes had been taken out, and they had like it literally looked like a scene from like I was like, holy shit! Like I made it through that day, but so I ended up. It was like it was however many months later, right? One of the bosses, she came, she and I said she just had a baby. Like, if I leave, yeah, but I don't care. I'd rather talk to myself than talk to people that are going to be rude. Yeah, it's cool. I'm from Delaware, honey. Yeah, I have my TikTok open too. Like I don't really like I yeah, it's cool. Like I'm here. Say I was gonna say there we go. Now you can leave, Selma. She was now worried about me being lonely, so she came in on an insult, then tried to be nice, and then was worried I was gonna be lonely without her. Okay, cool. But so yeah, but so like it was like 8 months later, something like this. Like I don't know, however long later, and I still hadn't been trained. I still had nobody else working with me. It was supposed to be like a 3-person job. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is why like I've said it like 8 times. Like maybe you'll have a better response if you come in and you're nice to people than coming in and like that being like the way that you start off. You know what I'm saying? Got to be a kiddo. Yeah, but it's a weird thing even for a kid to do. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, hi, so new. How are you guys? Welcome through. Hey, guys, give me 1 second. It always has to readjust. I'm like, there it goes. Okay. I liked it. Like I wiped it off. It has to readjust. But to the boss that was up there, right? I said I liked her. Like I worked with her for the whole time she was pregnant. She was cool. And then I had one day where there was like a comforter that came in. I guess it was like a really expensive comforter. And I put it through the washer, put it through the dryer, and she came through and like freaked out on me, right? Like freaked out on me. How am I? I'm good, Sonu. I'm hanging in there. But like I'm like, okay, like, you know, so she and when I tell you like she freaked out on me, I mean she was like in my face, she's yelling at me. And I've never walked out of a job before. Never have I ever walked out of a job before. But I literally stood there and I went, you know what? Fuck this. And I left and I went the hell home. I didn't even stop to see her. I was that mad at her. Like, I liked her. So I didn't want to stop to see her. But I also didn't let anybody know I was leaving. I was like, oh, really? Like, I could feel my temper starting to act up. And like I said, I liked her. But I'll be damned if I'm going to let anybody stand and scream in my face like that. You know what I mean? Over a fucking comforter. Like, come on, it was a comforter. Even if I ruined it, guess what? It could be a $10,000 comforter. They got insurance. They had a natural disaster. All we have to do is turn it in. You know what I mean? Like these people were not overly like attached to the comforter on their bed like that. Like I can say maybe freaking out if it's something like say like a family picture or whatever, but like I did. I straight up admit it. I left. I walked right out the door. Like I come here every morning at 4 a.m. I make not enough money. I'm dealing with the nastiest shit in the whole world, including you guys trying to get us to clean an order of bed bugs. Like, you know what I mean? Which is like wild to me. Like we all had to be like, no, we're not doing that order. Like, no. No, because like you know, ashes, like soot, all that other stuff. At least that's something you can wash off. Like when you got bed bugs, that means people can be taking that shit home. So they'd actually taken an order from an apartment complex that had bed bugs, and they had taken it because every other place in the area had turned it down, like Servpro and whatnot. They absolutely will not. They absolutely will not you know what I mean? Like, they won't even touch it. Like they will not. So I said it was a pretty nasty job, and then you had to be there early and you didn't make enough money, and like and then the conditions were not great. Like I mean just it was just all sorts of stuff. But like when I just like, hello honey, how are you? Good morning, Vanessa. Good morning guys, welcome through. Tap the screen please, like the live. Oh cool, there we go. Yay. But so I said it was just weird. Like it would, I don't know. I said I liked her, and I literally left because I was worried that I was going to end up popping her. Like straight up, like I'm not one that will like stand there and let somebody scream in my face. And like, she was screaming at me that bad that I was like, bye. And I was like, I can get another job. Fuck this place. Like seriously, I really haven't done that. I've known people that have left over like littler shit. You know what I mean? Like I said, I keep telling my daughter, I'm like, listen, every job you work is going to be short staffed. It's going to have its issues. There's no job that's perfect. There's no job, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people that work jobs for years that they don't like just because it's like getting down. I'm out jamming out this morning, But yeah, I couldn't. I had to leave. I knew I had to leave because she ever yelled at me like that again, it wasn't good. Like I said, she was literally like, I get like you're mad, but like you're calling me names and you're like literally in my face over a comforter. Like, I have no idea what that means, Liam, but like, just you're in my face over a comforter. Like, are you kidding? So I like left. She texted me a little while later and she goes, oh my God, hello, beautiful goddess. Hi, Pete. Hi, Lone. How are you guys? Welcome through. I said, guys, I am dual streaming. So if you hear me talking to somebody that is in your chat, I promise you I'm not losing my marbles. It's just the other chat. My main streams will always be TikTok and YouTube. Like those ones I do pretty much every single morning. I'll do other ones like here and there too, but like that's pretty much my every single morning routine at this point. But yeah, so I said like, there's too many jobs out there, like the job openings out there that like if you're not happy, then yeah, go to a different place. Because guess what? There's other opportunities. Like how am I? I'm good, Lone. How are you, honey? So okay, we talked about this yesterday. I said I need a job. I mean, it's like there's work from home jobs. People start, Laura, good morning. There's people start their own businesses. Like there's all sorts of stuff that people do now. And it's like, I just like, I think a lot of people got used to kind of being at home and finding a way to work from home too. Cause I know that there's a lot more people now that work from home than there was before lockdown. I'm about to sell people. Do it. Ain't no shame in that game. That's a business shit. To pay the bills, cool. Like then you've done your due diligence for today. You know what I mean? Like I said, I would literally do. Yeah, have you ever seen like I said there's people that, hey Laura, what's going on? There's people online that will sit and do the virtual begging stuff where they'll sit and they'll go, please just help me. I just need $20, please. And the next day they do the same thing. And the next day they do the same thing. And the next day they do the same thing. And the next, I would literally sell pigs before I ever came online and begged people for money. Like ever. Like it's just not. It's, yeah, I'm like, I will keep whatever pride I have left in me. You know what I mean? And figure out a way out of this shit. Like, I might come on and, like, talk if something's going on. Like, oh, this is what's happening. Like, yeah, the eBaying shit. Like, I can't, but even, like, the light bagging, like, we'll call it, like, they say it's, like, the dry bagging. You know, like, when people go into battles and they're, like, turning into bag talk. It certainly has its moments. They're trying to get it under control right now, so I'm seeing, like, a little bit less and less of it. But the people that have been here for a while that are doing it are really fucking it up for everybody else who's just trying to hear to, like, live stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really does just kind of fuck it up for everybody. So it's like, but it's like annoying. Like, how does that make you feel about the money you sent to that person if the next day, like if your money did nothing to change their situations besides buying their substances? You know what I'm saying? So normally if somebody wants you to send them $20 to like one of their payment apps, they don't want gifts on a website. They can't wait till Wednesday. Absolutely cannot wait till Wednesday to get their TikTok payout. I don't know what other sites pay, what time, where, I know that every Wednesday. So that means if you've gifted somebody, the next Wednesday, they will get all that money deposited directly into their account. So what's so important that you can't wait until Wednesday repeatedly to get your TikTok money? So I guarantee you, if you just come on regularly, like, you'd be surprised how quick, like, a couple roses adds up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think, like, the lowest I've ever gotten, it was, like, $20. Like, by Wednesday, I think it was, like, my lowest week. But, you know what I mean? Like I said, I stream a lot. So it's, like, I get, like, little stuff here and there. Every great once in a while, someone will come through and be nice. And, you know what I mean? Your makeup looks amazing. Oh, this is yesterday's. Look at that shit. This is yesterday's. Oh, look, I slept in this motherfucker. I slept in it. Look, you can tell by how much eyeliner is on the left eye versus how much is still on the right. Look, I got sleepies all in the corner of my eye. My makeup's on point, girl. It's on T. My makeup is perfect. I said I have a doctor's appointment a little bit, guys, so I have like about half an hour. Let me get into some of my weird news this morning, because I said I talked about this yesterday. Katy Perry had a wardrobe malfunction, whatever. I have like a page that I'm like, let's see. Okay, so that happened. Anybody that lives in China, right? There are certain parts of China that are expected this last week, or this week, this upcoming, like, what's today? Hey, bearded giant, what's going on? The word bearded totally just distracted me. I'm sorry. I have a weird bearded fetish, and it totally made me lose my train of thought. It's weird. I don't know. Don't ask. So that's what I was saying. Okay, so China, they ended up, it's Friday to Sunday, right? Like Friday to Sunday. They're supposed to be having like this typhoon, like, no shade. I don't like stubble. I don't know. I don't like, it's weird feeling. Like, hey man, grow your chin out. Like, yeah, I don't like the feeling of stubble anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like anywhere. Like I'm telling you. And bearded men, this is just something I found from my experience. Bearded men are down for the grimy shit. Like, I'm just saying, like, you can be like, so, like, not that I would do this, but, you know, get up like Tuesday morning, hey, after breakfast, you want to go, and you can go in the back door, you know, like, just stuff. Not even that I'm really, like, into it, like, just something was like, yeah, let's go. Like, I don't know. I like a willing participant. I don't know. I like it if I have an idea, and I'm like, hey, let's go try it. And somebody's like, yeah, like, that's cool. That's how you figure out what you like, I'm a bearded man sometimes, dude. I'm telling you, like, it's the best way to be. It's the best way to be. Poor Giant just came in. He's like, what the fuck? Like, I'm so easily distracted. My fault. So, okay. And so they ended up, they're supposed to be, I'm trying to talk about China. I'm getting like, I'm totally, like, this is adult ADD at its finest. But so, they ended up that, like, they're supposed to be getting... They warn people, right? If you weigh less than 110 pounds and you're in China, you are not to go outside. So juicy. Awesome, Justin. But like, so corny. But, it's so, you know what I'm saying? You're not to go outside. I mean, I wouldn't have to worry about that. I'm like 160, like 165. I'm good. I'm going to stay flat on the ground. But that's how bad their winds are going to be. They're expecting like this typhoon that's gonna last from, I think it's like Friday to Sunday, like whatever I know that their days are a day ahead of ours, so I don't know that, like, that would technically be Thursday for us, but so it'll be like Friday for them, right? That's how it works. This is how it works for Australia. They're normally ahead of us by a day, so I don't know. But I don't know who decided that. Like, who decided like the times and everything? Was it like, why are they ahead of us in time? Shouldn't it be the same time across the globe, but then just everybody does different shit during that time, and like that, I don't know, like, listen, I don't know, okay, I don't know, I'm not the smartest person sometimes, I'll say that. But yeah, so they're expecting to get it really bad, but that's crazy though. They're telling people not to go outside that are less than 110 pounds, because they might just blow away. Imagine that, calling out of work. Like, because, you know, there's always them jobs that got blizzards and they'll still have you open and, like, all that stuff. Oh, thank you, Kim. I appreciate you, honey. Like, you're absolutely beautiful. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Asif. I appreciate that. But, oh, so, okay. All right. But, like, so, okay. Did we see, what was there was an award show where Justin Bieber and SZA, they just, like, they did, like, a performance. Be careful, it's your father. Well, he's been in the ground for a really long time, so it must be through the Ouija board app. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's, yeah. So, but yeah, they had like, and everybody's saying like how he was literally like, they were like, yo, people have questioned whether or not he's back on substances. Like, if you watch that performance, she's literally like has to hold his head up. Like, I mean, it's bad. Like, now, even if somebody is in like bad like condition, they still got to go on stage. Like, the show must go on. So whether they're sick, whether they're fucked up, whether they're this, whether they're that, they got to go on that stage. Are you streaming somewhere else? Yes, I do. I do TikTok and YouTube mostly, but I said I'll dabble in other sites and whatnot. And I do dual stream. So, let's see. So yeah, that was, a lot of people were talking about that because he literally looked like, you know, there's some stuff going around now that's crazy. And they will make you fall asleep standing up. So everybody kept saying how he looked like that, and I get it. Like, he's going through a lot. Like, do you want an editor? An editor for what? Let's see. Oh, Britney Spears just got kicked off a plane. I guess she went and she testified in the Diddy trial the other day, right? And then she went back and she decided she was going to go to Mexico, right? So she was on a plane to Mexico. Video editor? Oh, I was going to say, don't tempt me as a, because, like, listen, I hate editing videos. Like, but so, yeah, she was on a private jet. And you know, the people on private jets, they got to put up with, like, a lot of shit, you know? So she was drinking, like, pretty heavily, which that's okay. You know what I mean? She's on her way to Cozumel or wherever in Mexico, right? She's starting partying, all that good stuff. She just got done testifying in this whole fucking trial. Hello, Jose, how are you? But so, and then, oh, that's an even. But so, like, so she just got done doing this. She goes and she starts drinking on the private jet. She ended up getting kicked off the private jet. Like, after they carefully came on and took her off because apparently she had too much to drink. And then they were in flight, right? Like, they were already in the air, and she decided that she needed to smoke. You know, she needed a ciggy right now. And they're like, yeah, you can't do that in here. And she's like, I paid for that. Like, they said she was unruly. Like, I just imagine her being like, I paid money to be able to. Well, you can't do that because it's pure oxygen that comes in there. So that makes planes highly combustible, just like hospitals. Like, any place that has oxygen, like, pumped into it, like, it can be a little bit more flammable. That's just a given, which is why they ask you not to do that in airplanes and not to, vape in airplanes and not to the whole, like, just be like on the safe side, just be on the safe side. I said I have a doctor's appointment at 10:30, so it's 10:09 here. I'm gonna keep rocking until about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes before or so. Oh yeah, I was gonna say also too, Justin Bieber testified the other day, and that's like, I mean, that's pretty big. Like, so people are going through and they're reading, like, the court attorney. I want to work for you. You're a goddess. Send me a message. I was gonna say, send me a message on something else. Like, I don't check C2 like that. Send me a message on something else. But so they ended up that, like, I am a goddess, damn it. But so they ended up that they had they're asking him questions, and apparently it came out in trial, right? And I said, I wish that they would just show the trial so that everybody knows, and you're not getting secondhand information or something. I was gonna say, if you have Instagram, you can hit me up on Instagram as if. But you know what I'm saying? Like, so they, I mean, he had already been through a lot, but then he said, like, he really got to the point where he started getting, like, more because, his wife, Haley she's a Baldwin. Like, she's like Alec Baldwin and all them. They're all her uncles, and one of them's her dad and, like, all that shit. So she's like Hollywood royalty. And he said that the D-man tried to buy her from him. Hi. Oh, there we go. See, there we go. Yay. I see what's the same. There we go. But so, yeah, I was like, wow, okay. So, yeah, he's going through a lot. Let's see. So I do a lot of influencer news. And this one, like I said, I try to not talk about people that I don't really watch regularly, but I see other people talk about stuff, so I have to bring it up, right? So Lily Tino she got banned from Disney last year in California, right? Got banned from Disney in California because she went there and she was in a children's park talking about how she was going to have parts, and like I said, that's my dog. You hear in the background, y'all, that's my dog. Yeah. But that's not coming from me. That's coming from him. He's snoring his ass off right there, right next to my ass, which makes it look really weird. But but so yeah, so she got banned from Disneyland California, right? Which is supposed to ban you from all the Disney parks, because she went on she went on and made a video, right, sitting in the park talking about her gender reassignment surgery and she used cake pops. And she used, like, a marshmallow stick to illustrate, like, just want to serve you. And trust me, I want to. I want that too. Send me a message. We'll make this happen. We will make this happen. No, but, so, yeah. So, Lily went down to Florida Disney, right, recently, and she said she was really scared when she walked up because they make you put your thumbprint in. Like now they're checking people's thumbprints to make sure that they're not, you know, POs. You know, you get it. Like, thank you for liking my life. I appreciate it. But like, you know, that you want they want to not let in overly violent people because there's so many children there, which makes sense. Where should I message you? Do Instagram. I was gonna say Instagram. I check here and there, but not, you know, like the messaging works on there as well. So I check my messages on there pretty routinely. But so she goes and she'll go and she'll rate whether or not she gets misgendered. This is part of her thing. You know what I mean? Like, she'll go to restaurants and complain if she gets misgendered, and then she gets the meal for free, and then she goes to Disney and gets kicked out of Disney. Hello, so yeah, what's going on? So she went to Disney, Florida, right? And she didn't even know if they were going to let her in the park, right? So and just like, I hate to say this, right? Seeing a Latino walk up to Disney, she had on a pair of like the tiniest yellow pastel shorts. She had on a crop top that had like little, but like she still, like, I understand she's had gender reassignment. She still walks like a dude. Like, people were taking videos of her like walking from the back, and she's walking in this crop top, and she got pigtails and like Minnie Mouse ears on. But she's like, I don't know, guys just have like a certain stride to them where their arms don't touch their sides. Women, I feel like we take smaller steps. I don't know, maybe that's just a me thing because I'm short. But like, it was like, or she was just walking around like this. Like, I'm like, and you wonder why people, it's not even that people are thinking consciously, what is your gender? They're just seeing what looks, you know, like, I mean, people cross dress. There's all sorts of, you know what I mean? Like, different lifestyles in the world. I wouldn't get mad at somebody if I went to go, and I've said this before, I would not get mad at somebody if I did message you on Instagram. Awesome. I will check it when I get off here. But, if I went to go sit down at a table and there was like a waiter and he was like, here you go, sir, I'd be like, okay, thank you. And I wouldn't even notice. You know why I wouldn't notice? Because I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because it doesn't matter. I know what I got. I don't have to prove it. Like, you know what I'm saying? If somebody says, okay, and I wouldn't be offended by it. I do understand where she's coming from, where she can be a little bit more, maybe she's, you know, you get used to something, so you get hypersensitive. That's what I'm saying. Like, give me my food. You can call me whatever the fuck you want. Like, I don't give a shit. You could be like, here you go, asshole. And I'd be like, cool, thanks. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't care. Like, the last thing I want is you spitting in my fucking food. So guess what? I'm gonna be nice as fuck to you. Number one, because I'm not stupid. But like, I'm just there to eat. Like, I really don't care. There's so many people walking around that, like I said, there's so many genders and different types of lifestyles. I can't expect people to just keep up with it because they can keep up with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'd be like, oh, well, cool. All right. So what we getting? What's good here? What do you have? Any recommendations? Yeah, what would you get? Like, I mean, I wouldn't even phase me. Like, sit down, sir. I wouldn't be like, excuse me, ma'am. I'd be like, yeah. Like, I mean, it wouldn't even phase me. Serve you. I would now 32 a million. I would appreciate it. I said I only have about 10 more minutes on live, though, because I said I have a doctor's appointment. So, yay. But so Lily went to Walt Disney World in Florida. She was able to get in, right? They scanned her fingerprints. She said she got nervous. She goes in, right? She made a video, right? Like, I get why people are getting angry with her because she already got kicked out of one Disney park. Didn't think she was going to get let in another one. Went to another one to see if she get let in. She got let in. What did she do while she was in there? She made a video of her about her going to the bathroom. She was talking about like whether or not it felt weird for her to be in women's rooms where at, right? Once again, I get it. Disney's pretty good about the fact that they will make gender neutral bathrooms, like either family bathrooms or just because they want to make sure that it's all inclusive for everybody. Like, Disney's actually, I will say this, Disney's one of the better ones about it. But so Lily uses the female bathroom and said that she had reassignment surgery, but then she's walking around Disney talking to her phone. And I seen the pictures of her going, and she went there by herself, which I thought was a little sad. Like, she took a trip all by herself. We were like, this was her friends, you know what I mean? Like, but so she went and she walked around, right? And she's like, you know, looking, and like, she decides to tell everybody that she went into the ladies' room and peed standing up, and that she still pees standing up. And people are like, then what the fuck was the, wait, hold on, how do you, why, what? Like, when they reassign, they just take and they make it so it is possible that somebody that has had that, but like we're like, so why don't you just sit down then? Like, hey, like, is it because you want to be seen standing backwards? That way somebody wants to confront you. You know what I mean? Like what's like what you know what I mean? But like then you make a video about it. Like it's TMI. Like you can see the video. Good morning, Jenny. You can see the video. It's on my but she's like, yeah, I still stand up to pay. I'm like, huh. But I thought that they. So now people are like, well, wait a minute, did she have that surgery? Because she's been saying for a while, oh, I'm having a jaw feminization surgery. And you can go back, oh, I'm having this work done. I'm having that work done. And I'll be real, I went back because somebody had put a video up and it was like her like 4 years ago. If she's playing, I'm not saying that they're not doing the surgeries. I'm saying like, she looks, to me, she looks the same. I don't know. To me, she looks the same. She looks like she's got longer hair. That's about it. But like I said, I will respect anybody and call them whatever they want because I don't know what it's like to be non-binary or be trans or whatever you want. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. Like, we have a guy that comes through that me and Sonia like who lives his life as a dog. That's fine. Do your thing. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't hating on nobody for doing their thing. But, like I said, I wouldn't be... I don't know. A lot of people like in the trans community are starting to call out a Latino for being... like doing things like peeing standing up in the women's room because then it's almost like you're hoping you get confronted. Because anybody that sees somebody peeing standing up, we're automatically going to assume they're a guy. Like, we're not going to go, okay, this is a guy that might have had gender reassignment surgery. We go in, especially a place where there's children, and you go in and you have mothers that are coming in, they're going, wait a minute, this person's standing up and peeing. There's a man in here. Like, in our heads, that's what that equals. That's what that equals, standing up, because guess what? Women, we don't do that shit. I know a lot of men that don't do that shit, pee and stand up. Junior, good morning. I know, trust me, there's bigger guys, they got no shame. They will sit down to pee, because they don't want their belly getting in the way, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, so why go, I don't know. I get it. I get why people are, like, getting mad at her, because they're like, sadly, because she's becoming so popular, she's becoming, like, the face of this, and we're not all like this. Like, we're not all, they're like, a lot of people are saying that they think she's just doing it for attention, saying, I'm having this surgery, I'm trans, I have a girlfriend, I have this, like, everything that they're saying about, like, they're thinking that she's doing it more for attention. Yeah, shock and awe, yeah, and rage bait. Then really she's trans and this is how she feels and this is, the way that that she's offended. It's more just rage bait type shit. So I get it. Like I said, I get it. Now, okay. I think I talked about this one the other day just while we're on trans topics, right? And I thought this one was pretty funny. So there were a lot of people watching. I've like literally 5 minutes, guys. So don't expect me to be on here too long. I'll end with this one. So the Victoria's Secret fashion show, if you didn't watch it, they had their first trans walker model. I couldn't think. I'm like M word, walker, right? And she's a model, but she's trans. And so they went, when they did the Victoria's Secret fashion show, they started at the face and they worked their way down and then they worked their way back up. Just go watch the video, because when you see the video, and they wear very tiny stuff, right? And the person has not had to reassign, listen, so there's guys that are watching this. More guys watch the Victoria's Secret fashion show than women do, actually. So more guys are sitting there, they're like, yeah, that's a good looking chick. Yeah. Oh, fuck. So everybody's talking about how Victoria's Secret is out. And I'm like, that's pretty funny. All right, guys, I literally have an appointment here in a couple minutes, so I have to get ready and jump off here. And my doctor's going to be like, why are you sitting in front of lights on a website? Like, listen, I was running late. I'm sorry. So I love you guys. I hope everybody has an amazing day. I'll be back on here a little bit later. I said, I appreciate you guys stopping by to see me. Come by and see me again. Yeah, I got to, turn everything off, dude. I love your freaking faces.